From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, July 17th, 2017. Silver is trading at $16.14 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,225 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 3.2 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $2,015. Antiwar.com reports finding dead bodies in the Tigris River around war-torn Mosul is pretty much a daily occurrence at this point. Most of them are badly decomposed, bound and blindfolded, often mutilated, or showing signs of summary execution. The exact how behind all of this is never stated, but it's not hard to guess. Videos have emerged of Iraqi forces executing suspects in Mosul, and one video even showed the troops casting the bodies down an embankment towards the river. This is the most visible example of the revenge killings that have followed the liberation of every large Sunni city in Iraq and are now plaguing Mosul. Even if local Sunni Arabs weren't particularly keen on the Islamic State, the fact that the Islamic State was not openly persecuting them has made them targets for other groups in the region, particularly the Yazidis, who now believe that the Sunni Arabs were all effectively collaborators and need to be targeted. Revenge attacks are, of course, commonly carried out by the Shiite militias in these Sunni cities as well, and even the Iraqi military itself seems only too eager to take part, herding locals into re-education camps. In the surrounding area, however, smaller groups, religious minorities, and other general anti-the Islamic State forces are finding that with no the Islamic State left to fight, they can just easily turn on civilians. This has been a recurring problem for the Iraqi government, and one which in the past they've tried to solve by pretending it did not exist. In big cities like Mosul, however, winning the peace may be a lot harder than winning the war, and new things are going to fuel more Sunni unrest than revenge killings. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Minneapolis police shot and killed an unarmed Australian woman who had called 911 to report a suspicious noise in the alley behind her house. Justine DeMond was killed Saturday night in the Fulton neighborhood of Minneapolis. The police officer who shot her was wearing a body camera, but officials said the camera was not on at the time of the shooting. The Minneapolis Star-Tribune reported that DeMond called 911 to report a suspicious noise. Police arrived and DeMond went to meet the officer. As she spoke to the officer in the driver's seat, the officer in the passenger seat pulled out his gun and shot her. Police have not explained what prompted the shooting, and DeMond did not have a weapon. The State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension said in a news release, the BCA's investigation is in its early stages. More information will be available once initial interviews with incident participants and any witnesses are complete. The officer's body cameras were not turned on at the time, and the squad cameras did not capture the incident. Investigators are attempting to determine whether any video of the incident exists. Minneapolis Mayor Betsy Hodges said the shooting was tragic, adding, "We have few facts at this point. I want to know more. I call on the BCA to share as much information with all of us as quickly as they can. I have questions about why the body cameras weren't on." Her stepson, Zach DeMond, criticized what he described as a lack of transparency from the Minneapolis Police Department about the investigation. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. Reuters reports New York City recently became the largest U.S. city to require fast food restaurants to schedule workers at least 2 weeks in advance or pay them extra for changes. The law, which takes effect later this year, also requires employers to allow 11-hour breaks between shifts, offer part-time staff additional work before hiring new employees, and pay retail workers to be on call. Nationwide, the issue of scheduling is becoming a new battleground in the fight to boost living standards for low-paid workers, waged largely by the Fight for 15 movement. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.